king and queen of Eldoria were killed by Tyrus, the brother of Vagan, who then took over the kingdom. Princess Jane, Vagan's daughter, escapes into the forest. The goddess Elora tries 2 times to save the princess because of a challenge from the god Athra. Nadia, the goddess of evil, supported Tyrus. The princess found refuge with an old woman in the forest, whose son fell in love with her. Elora used a magic mirror to see who Tyrus's enemy was, and it showed Tyrus's wife. When time went backward, it revealed that Tyrus and Nickel were friends when they were young. Nickel is in love with Lewis, and Nickel introduces Lewis to Tyrus. Tyrus, mesmerized by Lewis's beauty. Tyrus takes Nickel with him to battle against a tribe and secretly killed him. The king Vagan knows about Nickel's death through a spy. In the middle of the night, someone set fire to Tyrus' room to try to kill him. Tyrus threatens King Vagan and asks Louise to marry him. Louise agrees to marry Tyrus. King Vagan arrived at the palace to tell Tyrus the news that Louise had agreed to the marriage. He hugged his brother Vagan. The queen, seeing him with disgust, quickly entered the palace. Lewis was sitting alone in the garden. Halder came over and asked, "Why did you agree to marry Tyrus?" Louise said furiously, "I will kill Tyrus and get justice for Nicole's death." Halder remained silent. In the morning, at the palace, there were many people gathered, all looking towards one spot with pity. Nicole's younger brother was buried up to his neck in sand. Nicole's brother, who thought that his story would end soon, saw the pain in his eyes that he are going to die because he can't kill Tyrus. A warrior on an elephant waited for Tyrus' command. Tyrus told Nicole's brother, "Your death will scare off those who would try to kill me." Then, to signal the warrior on the elephant began moving towards Nicole's brother. He closed his eyes as the elephant's foot struck his head, which rolled off and landed at Tyrus' feet. At the Temple of Venus, Tyrus puts the ring on Lewis's hand. Yes, Lewis and Tyrus are now married. King Vagan approaches Tyrus, hugs him, and shares his happiness. Halder wipes tears from his eyes, thinking about what will happen next. The people cheer with joy as they see the Tyrus couple leaving the temple as husband and wife. Tyrus waves to them. On the first night, Lewis sat on the bed. Tyrus came close to Lewis and started drinking the wine he had brought with him. Lewis saw hatred in her eyes when she looked at him. Tyrus said, "I've never missed anything I've wanted. I've got you too." Tyrus repeated, holding Lewis' hand. "I am not a good person. But I can't resist your beauty. If I thought I could have just made you one of the many women in my palace. But I can't see you like that. You've captured my heart. I love you more than anything." Tyrus said, "I feel like I'm going crazy if I don't see you for a day." He said, "I have fallen in love." He started drinking alcohol again. Intoxicated, Tyrus came close to Lewis and sat on the bed. He said drunkenly, "You are the future queen of this country. Our child will rule this country after me." Lewis asked, "So your brother?" Tyrus replied, "We have to wait until we have a boy." Louise asked, "Why do we have to wait until then?" intending to understand Tyrus's thoughts. Tyrus said, "There is an important reason. I'll tell you later." Then he said, "Come closer," and pulled her hand towards him. She patted his hands and wondered what to do. She understood that Tyrus was planning to kill the king next. If Tyrus becomes the king of Eldoria, the country will soon come to an end. How can this be prevented? Lewis didn't understand anything. First of all, she decided to escape from him today. Tyrus, who was drunk, said, "We have a lot of time to talk." Louise stood near the bed. Tyrus grabbed Lewis's hands, and pulled her quickly. Taking advantage of this, Louise turned around and pretended to bump into a nearby pillar, then fell down. A panicked Tyrus tried to wake Lewis up when he saw her fall, but she didn't respond and pretended to faint. Tyrus took some nearby water and splashed it on Lewis's face, but she still didn't wake up. Tyrus sat by holding Louise's head in his hands, feeling upset.